Hey, I'm Jeff and welcome back to another video. I just took my very large water-grown monstera outside just to spray it down. I didn't know if I was even going to get it out of the basement. It's become so large. But about 2 months ago, I did a fairly hard root prune just because it had outgrown the 2-gallon or 8-liter jar or jug, whatever you want to call it. The roots were very compact. They were starting to rot, basically very similar to what you would have as a root-bound soil plant. So I'm going to be taking it out of this container, potting it up in this large bucket here. So let's check it out. I wanted to do this project outside today, but it is extremely windy, so I'm gonna have to do it downstairs. I just wanted to show a couple of the improvements that I made with the plank system for this. Like, look how chunky this is. It is a thick stem. So I added these wood dowels just to keep it in the center of the plank. Just gonna bring it over here as well. I added this one right here. You can see it's really kind of butted up against it, but it is keeping it midline. And check out all those chunky, I'm just going to focus here. Look at all those aerial roots latching on to the wood plank. And it is secured to the back of the jar simply by like half a roll of Gorilla Tape. So I hope I have enough left for the bucket, but I'm simply going to take this out of the container. So I'm going to have to detach it from the plank. I'll put the plank on the new bucket, which is just right back there. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm just going to have to take it out of the pot and just look at the roots. Here's my towel and the rest of the Gorilla Tape. And I hope, just like last time, I can remove the plant and simply just pull it out of the pot. Okay, so that is off. Now, yep, it should come right out. Holy cow, look at these roots. Just gonna let it drain here for a second. This is insane. Holy cow, look at those roots. One nice long root. Look at the size of this thing. So here's my basement. It came out of the jug really nice, but look at the size of this thing. Like, it's absolutely giant. Here's my door. Could barely get it through, but look at the roots. Look at how healthy these are. There are some like black rot in the middle, but I would say very minimal. So I think I'm actually going to just leave it as is, and I'm gonna size it up in the pot, but those are absolutely crazy roots. And since I have the plank out like this, I might actually add one more dowel just at the top here, because yeah, it reached, you can see, up to here. So at least I'll have a little bit more extension or a little more growth once it comes up to the top here. I'm not worried about this like length, just because I'm going to be placing the plant lower in the new bucket. So we'll, my floor is wet. Yeah, we'll size it up. So I'm gonna take this off, we'll size it up in the bucket. I guess I should say the reason why I chopped the roots last time was I didn't want to go to a larger pot, but unfortunately I have to. If I want to keep the plant like this big, I have to give it a big container, because I can't keep doing this every couple months, like chopping the roots and stuff. So let's test it out here. So I am going to put this right on the bottom, maybe like that. Tons more room. Now, the reason why I'm okay with having it sitting right on the bottom of the pot and not keeping that root ball elevated is I want this section of the stem to grow roots, so that when I have to chop it again, I can simply take the top cutting and put it lower in the pot, and then I can discard of the lower root system. So all of these roots I want to be water roots. So all I do is, once they grow like this, I simply tuck them in the pot like that, and then they are submerged in the water, and they will turn from anchoring or supporting roots to water, or what you can call soil roots as well. This is the 1/2-inch wood dowel. I just drilled a hole and we're good to go. I'm gonna try it a little bit elevated off the bottom of the floor, just so I can add a little bit more extension on the top. And I'm simply going to do the same concept as I did last time. I'm just going to cut off some tape like that. I'm gonna put it right on the bottom here. So what I've been doing is I put it right in the middle, like that, and then I attach one side, and then I pull as tight as I can, just so there is no wiggle room. So even with these two, like it's on there pretty good already, but I'm gonna do kind of at the top, and then I'll just seal it up. I might actually do one around as well, but that's pretty much all I do to secure it to any like glass, plastic, anything like that. Okay, so we got it secured to the bucket. That ain't going anywhere. I did wrap one all the way around the bucket. The rest are like that, and you may notice these little orange pieces, and no, I'm not peeling carrots downstairs here. What I did is I shaved away some of the lip here so that it had a flat surface for the plank to seat up against. So now all I have to do is put the plant in the bucket and fill it up with water. I just filmed a whole segment with me putting this on the plank, but couldn't really see anything. So I'm just gonna show right here. I secured it with the plant Velcro. It's in the middle of the plank. It's in between those wood dowels as a support. So it is just one little plant Velcro tape. I might add another one down here, and then I'm going to get my garden hose, which I have in the basement here, and fill it up with water. Now, just for the record, I absolutely hate this bucket, so I'm gonna have to find something a little bit larger, because the cover pot that I used for the smaller, well, it's not small, but the 2-gallon glass jar, the bucket does not fit inside of it, so it looks absolutely hideous. I understand that, but I have to find something to cover that up. I'm just gonna show the aerial roots. They're all fairly undamaged and intact. They're in contact with the board. I'm just going to add one more plant support tie just at the bottom here, and then it's time to fill it up. I don't want these water roots to dry out. And I'm hoping this does the trick for at least the next year. Now, when adding a monstera onto a support stake, you don't want to tie any of the petioles. You simply want just the stem, and then I just cinch it up really tight. And like I said, I do have a garden hose in my basement. It's from the laundry room. It does have a filter on the water tap. It's just one of those RV cylinder drinking water filters. So once I get this bucket filled up with water, then I'm gonna have to add some nutrients in here as well. I used Dynagrow Foliage Pro. I don't even know how large this bucket is. For every liter of water, I add in 1 ml of the nutrient solution. So I'm gonna let this fill up, and then I'm going to have to figure out how many liters this bucket is. Look at the size of this thing. So I had to take this over to my bathroom. I put it in the shower. I rinsed out the bucket just because there was a little bit of sediment, a little bit of roots that were just on the top of the water. So I flushed that out. Plus I rinsed out the bucket because I didn't do it beforehand. So I don't know if there's any chemical residue in the bucket or anything like that. Here is the Foliage Pro nutrients. This is about 20 mils. The bucket, I believe, is 19 liters. So you can see there's just a little bit of root stuff just at the top. So now what I do to keep the water oxygenated is I have this little pump. So I'm just going to fit in all the tubes to the appropriate ports here. Now I'm just going to fire it up, and it should start to percolate. Look at those oxygen bubbles. Now, there was a comment in the comment section last time saying, make sure you have the one-way valves, just because if this thing loses power, or if there's a power outage, sometimes the water has the potential to siphon through the hose, kind of like backfill, and it'll flood your floor. So, okay, we're done. My back hurts. I'm gonna go rest. I'm sweaty. I'm not gonna be on the camera anymore. Now I'm just going to let that kind of adjust to its new bucket. Here is the light that I use for this plant. This is the Barena T1S vertical grow light, and I place it right in front of the plant like that. I'm just going to clean this up here a little bit. I have to clean the floors as well. This is my Monstera aurea that I place right in front like that, so it gets a lot of light there as well. I think that's gonna be pretty much it for this video. If you have any comments or questions, please leave it down below in the comment section. I'm just gonna clean up my mess downstairs here, but I appreciate all the support. Thanks for watching my videos. Take care, everyone. Bye.